And so as people fight across the world and, resources are scarce, we have an abundance of it. And so it's always been like that in history. And so when you look at trade, trade has always been tied to Africa. Right? Trade has always been tied to Africa. And so today, there is about, I would say, if I was to just give you, decent estimates, there's at least $40 billion of trade done annually in just agricultural and natural products. And a small percentage of that comes back to our continent. Now, a lot of the raw materials do leave our continent. However, we don't see a bulk of that money. And there's a number of reasons why, right? Some of which just has to do with processing, manufacturing. We're not involved in a lot of that process, right? So we don't get to see a lot of it. I think one of the products that comes to mind that most people bring up all the time is cocoa, right? So if you look at the cocoa exports from Nigeria or from Ghana, and then you look at the chocolate industry, which uses cocoa as a raw material, it has to, there's no choice, you realize that there's a huge disparity in the amount of money that comes back to the African continent, or who is supplying it. We're not so much involved. And there are reasons why, and we'll get into more of those, later. But there is a huge opportunity, and we see very little of it. Huge opportunity, and we see very little of it.